Dr. Olivia Chapple started the Horatio's Garden charity after her son, Horatio, was tragically killed by a polar bear in Norway on a school expedition. Horatio had come up with the idea of creating a garden for the patients in the spinal unit at Salisbury Hospital. He had worked there aged 16 as a volunteer. Horatio realised that patients being hospitalised for months, if not years, after the trauma of a life-changing accident would radically benefit from a garden environment. Sadly, Horatio did not see the garden come to life, but a wonderful legacy of gardens for all spinal units in the UK is now being created by the charity. Olivia uses different designers for each garden, and I was really honoured when she approached me. The site in Oswestry was a challenge. It was basically a wide grass verge next to a busy road and a corridor between two legs of the building. But it had a wonderful mature magnolia. Giving privacy to the garden using a yew hedge immediately created a safer, more secluded feel. The consultation process that we went through with hospital staff, patients and the charity was an all-important process. We were thrilled to get the green light for a wood-burning stove in the garden room to create a warm, welcoming focus. The nurses also asked for different height curbs and various sloping ramps for practice areas for new wheelchair users. Here you can see our finished garden. My brief from Horatio's was to design a garden that not only looked beautiful but would also pull patients off the wards and into the garden all the year round.
The garden has enabled me to provide probably a world-class patient experience. That's a really difficult task because how do you make a great experience from someone going through the devastating time of their lives?
So this prime function space is quite a large area where you can have so many different events here. But then off this, I've made these little spaces where you can come and have private conversations, and I just think that's so important.
The garden has brought so much peace and beauty and normality to the patients' lives.
And then we've got the rill, and I think water is just so critical in any garden. And then you've got the space behind the rill. I've made this sort of walkway through the sort of semi-woodland area with lovely multi-stemmed river birches. And we've slightly raised these beds on a very flat site. It's pancake flat. We want to generate a bit of an unevenness of level visually to give a bit more interest, really.
Feeding the patients in a beautiful garden is a lot different than feeding our patients on the ward. Our staff have been able to do patient observations out here, nursing documentation. Before Horatio's garden, some of our patients didn't go outside for weeks, even months.
The greenhouse is one of the most important buildings in the place. Patients can pot on plants, sow plants. We've got ornamentals, we've got edibles, we've got beds of different heights, so whatever your disability, they're really useful to use. The other building here we've got is the garden room. They have events there, there's a small kitchen.
It's engaged our patients to be together in the garden, which is fantastic for communication. Listening to the birds sing, watching the flowers change within the seasons because our patients are here long enough to see that.
This is what I thought of as the rat run, basically a corridor between wards and communal rooms. So what I did is I broke it up with the yew buttresses that come out from the building, emphasising that there are different parts of the space. When you've got these wider spaces such as here, you can actually bring chairs and tables directly outside the building, which is really nice. Then the final part of the corridor, we've done something totally different. We've made a children's play area because children come to visit their parents and they're here for quite long periods, having travelled a huge distance. And so it's lovely for them to be able to get out and let off steam. The other important thing about this area is the practice area for wheelchairs at the end, with drop curbs, different slopes and surfaces for people on wheelchairs to try out. This garden is so critical to get right, so many different features and elements, and hopefully it does push the boundaries a bit.
I had a conversation with one patient and they said if they close their eyes, it feels like they're on holiday, and to hear that from one of your patients is the best feeling in the world.
Thank you for watching. If you would like to know more about Horatio's garden, we have included the links in the text on our channel.